Holy Moses. Okay, I'm having a lot of trouble over here. Now I don't even know where my glasses went. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Are you serious? Yeah. Okay. Okay, C.A.A., bear with me, please. I'm not doing good here. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm in a lot of pain, C.A.A. They say I got bursitis, but it's a bunch of garbage. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. I don't know, guys. For some reason, I gotta turn it this way. It's like upside down. I don't know what I'm doing. I really need your help. This is crazy. Should have a whole film crew here. I mean, it's ridiculous. Serious. I mean, I seriously should have a whole film crew here. I'm dead serious. Why don't I have a film crew here? I don't know. I don't know why. No idea why there's no film crew here. But I guess you must know why, because you must know more than me, because I can't figure out why there's no film crew here and why no one ever comes here. But you must know why no one ever comes here. I don't know why, but you must know why. The only reason I can come up with is that you're under threat by some people. Tell you no, leave him for dead. Don't help him. What else can it be? Why? Because I said stuff about Jewish people? That's what I'm going to talk about. Okay, everybody. C.A.A. executive. My name is Michael Dwyer. I believe I'm Saturn Crown Prince. Or I like, you know how Neo guy in the Matrix movie? That's me. I'm a direct connection to Saturn Quantum Generator. That's what I believe. I don't have all the answers, but that's what I believe. I've already made millions of videos explaining our reality and all that shit, so I'm not gonna go into all that. Alright? This is what I want to talk about. Oh my God. This is crazy, C.A.A. This is not fair, man. This is the frustration I go through, man. I'm trying to reach out over here. It's just bizarre. This one I gotta go through? I mean, it's crazy, C.A.A. Oh, God. I don't... You know... I can't unplug it because the tablet runs out of juice in like 5 minutes. For some reason, runs out of juice. C.A.A. It keeps falling over. I'm not doing good. Oh, what the hell to do here? Oh boy, I'm sorry. Trying to make a good presentation and everything. Just another fuck job. Hell. I don't know what to do, C.A. Try it again. See if it falls over again. I don't know. Alright, now it's crooked sideways. Boy. What the hell did you do? Let me try this fork in here. And then see it could fall the other way. Oh my God. I don't know. We'll try it again. It's all. I wonder if any of you executives like have any like. See, now I'm so far away that it's not. You probably have a hard time hearing me now. Oh boy. But that's the only way I can keep it up high, you know. C.A.A. It's the only way I keep it high. I got a shelf there. There's my closet, my pantry door. I built a shelf. Yeah, it came off, and I want to, keep putting it back on. All that stuff. I said, nah, I just took it off. And then I took a shopping cart from the grocery store. I put over there, and then some other stuff here, and I can't go to the grocery store anymore. I'm banned. They accused me of stealing a soda I didn't steal. Now, see? Now, no fresh fruit and no fresh vegetables. C.A.A. people, how'd you like to have to live your life and you're not allowed to eat any fresh fruit or any fresh vegetables? Can you imagine that? That's what these people did to me here. Sucks. When I eat what I want to eat, I eat fresh fruit, vegetables, turkey, fish, chicken, shrimp. That's it. Very little red meat. That's what I eat. Now, I gotta eat crap, garbage, pasta, crap out of cans, garbage shit, vegetables out of cans, fruit out of cans, everything out of cans. Like there's a nuclear war and I'm living in a bunker. That's how I gotta live. It's not right. It's true though. It's not really funny. All right, listen. Basically, you guys are the gods of Hollywood, obviously. All right. Now, this is not just a C.A.A. This is to, all the big shots out there. Now, I got some big revelations to give to you. Okay. Obviously, you're elite people and you must know a lot of shit. If you looked at my testimony, you'll see I talk a lot of shit about C.A.A. people. Alright. Now, obviously I looked at you, and obviously a lot of you people are of, let's say Jewish heritage or this kind of heritage, which is similar to C.A.A. heritage. Okay, there's no such thing as a Jew. There's only Khazars and Hebrews, nothing else. Okay. So let's get down to brass tacks and let's look at the truth of things concerning your heritage and obviously my huge amount of disrespect that I've shown for it. Now, you follow my testimony. I've grown in my testimony. I've learned and I've grown. And when I was wrong, I admit I was wrong. Understand? There's really no ultimate truth you can arrive at. You only arrive at point after point after point because people go back and forth in time and change shit and all. So there's too many variables. So there's really no ultimate truth you can arrive at. You understand? So the point of truth that I'm at this moment, in this now, is this. At first I didn't know the difference. I didn't know the difference between Hebrew and Khazar people. I didn't know what a Khazar was. Then I realized what a Khazar was, and I said, "Oh." Well, then I said basically, well, I don't like either of them. I don't like Hebrews and I don't like Khazar. And I was like, wait a minute. If you know anything about the Bat Creek Stone, these stones and the treasure and shit that's over there, that proves that Hebrews are Gentiles. And it also proves that Hebrews are migrated with the Phoenician, and they came to North America and either lived alongside Native Americans or share the same genetics and heritage as Native Americans. Okay, so now once I realized that, I said, whoa, I didn't know that. That means all Hebrews are actually Gentiles. Alright, that's what I mean. Oh, okay. So now we arrive at this truth. And then I realized, so then, of course, I traced back the migration patterns of the Khazar and when their history started. What is a Semitic race, everybody? A Semitic race is a race that has no history before a certain amount of time. That's a Semitic race. If someone had said, well, that guy, he's an anti-Semite, what's that mean? Well, that person does not like races that have no history before a certain time. That's what that means, okay? For someone to say, well, I don't like the Khazars because I know they're a hybrid race that were created in a Dulce-based underground lab in pods, and they created thousands of people that look exactly alike and planted them over in Georgia, Russia, or probably somewhere before that. And if someone say, well, I don't like those people because of that reason, that's an anti-Semite. That's someone who's anti-Semitic. Okay, that's what that is. So, what do we got? Basically that. It's what I believe. About 300 years ago, same thing they're doing in Dulce Base right now. If you know anything about the underground base or Dulce Base, what do they got under there? Pods as far as the eye can see, and they grow people in there like fucking flowers. Okay, thousands of people that look exactly alike come out of there. What do they do to these people? Well, they transplant them all over the place wherever they want to utilize them. You know what I'm saying? So let's just talk about the Khazar hybrid race. Now, so one of these underground bases, they created all these people that look exactly alike 300 years ago, and then they transplanted them somewhere over there near the Caucasus Mountains, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that's why white people are called Caucasian. That's what, you know, some of our heritage comes from there. Now, what did they do? Well, they went and invaded Russia. They created, this is the Bolsheviks. Khazar people are Bolshevik people, same people. Okay, so they created the Soviet Union with the help of all the NATO countries and America and whatever. America is basically a communist country. Okay, that's what it is. The Marxist, Zionist, globalist ideology, that's communist ideology. Okay, the Bolshevik people, the Khazar people, brought communism to Russia. Communism does not come from Russia. Came from Georgia. Came from Khazar people. Do you understand? They created this Marxist ideology and this Khazar take over the world globalist mentality. So they went to Russia, they created the Soviet Union, and then some big Holocaust happened over there, Bolshevik people, whatever. Okay, I don't know, something like that. Then, what did they do? Well, after they got thrown out of there and caused a whole bunch of Hebrews and other people to suffer because of them, because the aggression that they create, what they do? What did Germany did the same fucking thing. That's why what happened in Germany. Okay, they tried to do the same thing, took over the banks and all that shit. That's the same thing that's happening in America now. Okay, they went to Soviet Union, had Bolshevik disaster over there. Went to Germany, had disaster over there. Now they come to America, and what's in America? Disaster. Disaster. Look at Donald Trump's cabinet. It's all the same people. It's all whatever. Now listen. Okay, now let me give it your due now. Alright, check it out. So the Khazar people betrayed the Hebrew people. Do you understand? And then gypsies got harmed, and other people, you know, someone would be considered gypsy, or other people got harmed too because of their actions. Understand? Now you got this aggression starting in America because why? The same reason. Now, the Khazar people, as I believe, were created by the three king matrix slave masters, the Greys, reptilians, and deer people. What are they? Well, they're loyal to these people. These are the extraterrestrial matrix slave master people. I believe. I don't have all the answers. That's what I believe. So the top echelon of Khazar people, and there's other races, higher races too, like Saudi people. That's higher race too, just like Khazar. Not all of them, but they create these people, and then the people go and they intermingle with other people, and then they all become just Mongoloids or whatever. And not saying Mongoloid is not a nice word, but let's face up to the truth. Well, what did the Khazar people do after Soviet Union? What did they do? Well, let's go make another place. So they came up with some imaginary place called Israel that never existed, and they went over there and said that that's where they belong. They're supposed to go there. Then they rounded up all the Hebrew people and tried to convince them that they're Khazar people too. Okay, well, any Hebrew will tell you that I'm not Khazar. I speak Yiddish, and they speak Russian. Go to Israel. What do they speak over there? Well, the Khazars are all speaking Russian, and the Hebrews are all speaking Yiddish. That's why you got Rabbi Weiss and all the other rabbis over there protesting against what they're doing to the Khazar people are persecuting the Palestinian people because the Khazar people hate Gentiles and they know that the Palestinian people are Gentiles. That's why they're persecuting them. And the Hebrew people protest against it because they know that Hebrew people are half brothers under Ishmael or Isaac. What is it? Hold on. Anyways, they're half brothers. And Rabbi Weiss goes on and tells you, he said, we lived alongside Arabs all these years. We never had any problems. Now these Khazar people come over here and they persecute these people. We're not in accordance with this. Okay? So I support the Hebrew people. Now, I was thinking about it today. And I was saying, you know what? These Khazar people, they betrayed their own people. Betrayed their own people. So now, obviously, because a lot of you look Jewish, I said, well, I better, do some serious thinking, serious soul searching, and adjust my attitude. But I'm not one to be a fake person either. You know what I mean? I'm not just gonna be fake and say, oh, now I love Jews or whatever for no reason. So I was sitting today, I was doing a lot of thinking because I was looking at all your pictures and I said, wow, these people, they look, Jewish heritage. And I know I said a lot of bad things about Jewish people. I said, and I seen the look in your faces. I know a lot of you are not pleased with me. I know, and I don't blame you. Because like I said, guys, I'm learning as I go along. You're elite people. You have better understanding about a lot of things than I do. I don't have all the answers. So, like I said, I was doing a lot of contemplating, a lot of soul searching today about, my attitude and everything. And I realized that the Khazar people betrayed their own people too. And then I thought about it. I said, well, you guys, you're executive people in Hollywood. You're probably way, compared to the average Joe person, you're in another stratosphere. You know that. The producers, okay, they're even in another stratosphere. I'm not gonna elaborate why, but you should know. I know a lot of secret shit too. Alright, so now I realize the Khazar people betrayed their own people. Alright, so let me tell you how it is. Well, I don't mean to say it like that. Let me tell you, what I believe. This is what I believe. That there's a 3-king establishment of slave master, matrix slave master people. There's reptilian people, gray people, and deer people. I call them deer people, whatever. Because I believe they can actually shapeshift into deers. But anyways. Okay. Now, I'm sure they got some other allied people that I'm not aware of. Now, there's good apples and bad apples in every basket. So these races I have some of those people on my side too. You understand? And good or bad is only a matter of point of view, your point of perception. It might be good to some people and be bad to another. You know, just like one person's heaven could be another person's hell. You understand? All right, so well, basically, this is what I see, and this is probably the reason why you haven't come here to try to pick me up or help me out, whatever, or at least talk to me. Again, what kind? I shouldn't even be doing this. What else am I gonna do? I don't know. When I sent you an email today, you get back to me, give me a phone number, and I'll call you, and then we could talk, over the phone. This is Ethernet. It's not average Joe's not even watching this or whatever. All right, so well, so what is it? Well, it must be that there's some really loyal hybrid race representative people, not just Khazars. I mean, it's other race too. And they must pass down these orders. Well, obviously, we know that orders come through Jesuits and the Pope and the Gardos and the Masons and the Temple Bar and all these other avenues too. But I'm just talking about Hollywood right now. So there must be some real loyal people that work with these hired people. And it must be that a lot of people feel that they're under threat. So I think that's why a lot of things are screwed up in this world. I'm not just talking about Hollywood. And I'll say again, what I already said in the Selena video, that I looked at you people, and you look like some great people. You look like some very serious people, and you're in a serious business, and you take your job seriously, and you don't fuck around. And that's how I am. I don't fuck around either. I'll tell you how it is. And I'll tell you, I'm trying to be as humble as I can. But I'm me, you understand? I'm not going to be fake. Not fake. And so what are we going to do? What's the solution? Okay, it's easy to piss and cry and moan, but what is the actual solution? Well, I'm going to tell you what the solution is, as far as I can see. Okay, the three king slave master people, they know that I'm the highest authority in the Matrix. And they also know that they want to get out of here safe. And they also know that dimensions are going to implode. And they also know that I'm the Alpha and Omega at the beginning and the end, and there's no way you can leave before the end. Or you can't come before the beginning, you can't leave before the end, some shit like that. I don't know what I'm saying, whatever. But something to that effect. Which is not really totally true. I was thinking about today because I was saying, well, yeah, we're going to all return to source and all this shit. But basically, also the Gangster people, talk to me about this a little bit. Basically, I'm like a doorway or a outlet or plug or whatever. Like, I'm like the plug in the wall the electricity goes through, or the person who holds the, like, the door to salvation. When we go out, like, I'm gonna stand there and hold the door, and I'm gonna go, you go, you go, you go, you go, you go, you go, and then anyone left is gonna get consumed by these parasite races that are just hanging around, just waiting to consume everyone. Any straggler they're light orb signatures they can consume, they're gonna consume. Obviously, there's a lot of people that could give a flying fuck what I gotta say, and those are the people that are gonna get consumed. People that disregard me, continue to disregard me, treat me like garbage, forsake me, and leave me fucked over, and all this shit. Those are people that are gonna get consumed. these people that believe that the deer people and the reptilian people and the gray people are their great saviors and that they're gonna fucking go to great lengths to provide them with some great new existence and salvation. I'm not buying that shit. I'm not buying that. I rely on my allies. I know who my allies are. And yes, there's factions of those races that are my allies, but they're not the builder races. They're not what I consider the builder races, and they're not what I consider my peer creator races. No. So what's the solution? Well, like I said, these races want to get out of the matrix safe. They know it's going to implode. They know that my allies are standing outside the door just waiting to see what I got to say. Man, they're not waiting for shit. They're watching this right now, but whatever. My word holds a lot of weight, you know. They know that. They know my word holds a lot of weight. So the main thing is this. My leverage is this. Is that they want to get out of here safe. As long as they're willing to negotiate with me to provide a better existence for the people of Earth, or whatever you want to call it. It's not really, Earth doesn't exist, but whatever. The people in the matrices, if I can achieve a better existence for them until the dimensions implode and we get the hell out of here, then, and these races are willing to sit down and negotiate with me, then fine. Then I'll appeal to my allies to let them leave safely without any kind of problem. That's my leverage. That's all the leverage I got. That's the bottom line. And the other bottom line is this, is that these loyal people that are loyal to these three king establishment, they have betrayed the Khazar people, they have betrayed the Hebrew people, and they have betrayed other people as well. Same with the Saudi people. They're betraying their own people too. And they're betraying Arabs. Because Saudis are Arabs, but yet they're fucking blowing the shit out of Yemen, and those people are Arabs too. Do you understand? That's the truth of things, as far as I can see it. So the solution is this, is to get me in there so that I can apply this leverage to remove some of the threats from you too. Some of the pressures you're under. That's be my main concern too. You know, you're gonna sit down and say, bada, you know, these people told us that if we don't do this, they're gonna do this. And they are constantly threatening us because of this, and they're constantly telling us, we want you to do this and do that and blah blah blah. This depopulation agenda, this agenda, that agenda, poison the people over there, drop some shit on them over there. You know, all this shit. It's not just you. I'm just using the Air Force as an example. But it's basically the same thing, you know. I mean, concerning Hollywood, what is it? Well, what do? You provide distraction and programming. That's what you do. That's the role you play. You know that. Everybody knows that now. We didn't know it for a long time, but now we do. Mainstream media has basically lost all their credibility, so they're basically about done. All newspapers are basically out of business. Everybody gets their news from the media. I mean, from the internet or Ethernet. Democrats are basically done. They're all seen as traitors, most of them, or globalists or Zionists or whatever. Okay, so that's the truth of things. For all of you guys, like I said, you look like some great people, and I humbly ask you to give me a chance, you know. And I know I'm rough and tough, and I'm not always so politically correct, and I'm not fake either, though. You know? And I'm sure you're not either. You guys, the problem, you tell the people straight to their face, well, guess what? You suck. Not you suck, but I'm sorry, you don't cut the mustard, I mean, I'm sorry, you're good, go get some more experience and come back, or whatever. You tell the people, I don't know. Not my concern. I'm not looking for any kind of career or anything like that. Yeah, I've got some songs. Yeah, I can play guitar and sing and all that shit. I don't care about that. I'll record a song or two for you so you can make some money. People are gonna buy it just because of who I am. But yeah, I can play guitar and I can sing. But now I got an injury with my shoulder, so I can't play guitar. I haven't been able to pick up the guitar for months now. So that's a problem too. But with some painkillers, yeah, I can play away like fucking Elvis Presley. I don't have any painkillers. Well, I'm not interested in living a life addicted to narcotics either. So hopefully this shit's gonna go away. But if not, I got an appointment for the pain clinic next month. But that's another thing. Well, I want to get hooked on some painkillers. That's another thing that'll keep me stuck here. You know what I mean? So it'd be nice if I could get to Hollywood and see a doctor there, and I wouldn't be stuck here. That's another issue, another concern. Okay, so get me in there. Or sit down at your big table over there, and you're gonna make a list of concerns to bring to me. And you're gonna say, about it. They threaten us because of this. They threaten us because of that. They tell us to do this. They tell us to do that. Okay, they boss us. I don't want to say they boss you around because you're basically high authorities there. I don't want to say. I don't even want to go there. Okay, but these races got leverage over people. Not just you, the whole fucking world. But I got the leverage to fight back. You understand? Because they want to leave safe. And no one comes to a father except through me. Has nothing to do with a person. It really has to do with electricity or energy. I told you I'm the outlet. The electricity got to go through the outlet to go into the wall. So I'm the plug or the outlet. I hold the door on the door. That's my leverage. Now I could use the leverage to help you too. Obviously, you're big shots, and it's not going to be easy for you. Uh, well, it's none of nobody's business. First of all, what kind of threats you're under or whatever. It's nobody's business. And I wouldn't even be fucking doing this if you come over here and give me. I wouldn't even be doing this shit. But I want to show you my sincerity. That's why I'm doing this. I've been up all night. Laid in bed for 3 hours. I couldn't sleep. I really care about Selena a lot, And today a lot of things were revealed to me, and I believe it's our destiny to be together, And I couldn't ask for anything more. I really care about Selena a lot, I really do. I really do. So, if you help me, I believe I can help you too. Like I said, it's nobody's business. Whatever the dealings are with these races, it's nobody's business. And it's not right that I'm even doing this. But what else am I gonna do? Well, there's only certain people listening, and a lot of people already know this. I'm sure nobody ever talks about it, but people at the top know what some of the shit I'm talking about. I'm sure. But like I said, you look like some really great people. I'm a pretty good judge of character. But like I said, at the same time, I see the looks in your face. A lot of you are disgusted with me and pissed off. And I don't blame you. And I guess I deserve it. Well, I do deserve it. You know why I deserve it? Because I made unlearned and ignorant statements and spoke before I knew the truth of things. You know what I mean? Well, everybody does that. And like I say, you arrive at one point of truth after another. There's no ultimate truth you can arrive at because people go back and forth in time and change shit around, so you can't arrive at really can't. It's impossible. So really, that's all I can offer you. Well, I can try to. I'll record a couple songs so you can make a couple of bucks. Like I said, if people are gonna buy it just because of who I am, but it's good anyways. Well, I believe they're good. Of course, I don't. I haven't played the guitar for 20 years. I just picked it up after not playing for 20 years. So yeah, I'm rusty. With some, practice. I started getting better too from the first song I recorded. I started getting my chops back on that. But I went 20 years without even picking up a guitar, so I take that into consideration. No calluses on the fingers or nothing. Just picked it up and started strumming away. All right, everybody. I don't know what else to say. I need your help. I need you to come get me, or at least do something. Like I said, send me an email. Send me a phone number. What time you want me to call, and I'll call you. I will talk on the phone. And tell me, I don't know, whatever you want to say with the phone. Obviously, the phone's probably tapped, and people want to listen anyway. Everything's tapped. Everything. We live in a video game, so there's. Let me give you this too before I let you go. If you're playing a video game and you're controlling a little man inside a video game, can that little man hide from you or keep secrets from you? No. So there's no way we can hide from anybody or keep secrets because we live in a video game. That's a good analogy. Came up with that one the other day. Alright. It's Sunday today, so I'm sure you're probably going to temple or whatever you're doing. Well, I don't know. Do Jewish people go to temple on Sunday? I think you do. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe you're going to have a picnic in the park or something. But next week when you get back to work, I hope you guys sit down and watch this and say, you know what, maybe we should give Bottom Bottom a chance. Listen, man. Whatever you guys tell me to do, I do. That's it. I'll come out there and start any problem. I just want to be with my stars. I don't want to be a rock star. I don't want to be a movie star. I just want to be with my stars. Just be with them. That's it. That's all I want to do. Just be with them. Like I said, if you want, I'll record a song or two for you so you can make some money for helping me out, supporting me, get me out there, put some clothes on my back, and maybe I'll go stay with somebody. Or if it's not safe, put me in an underground city, or a bunker, whatever. I don't know. You know better than me what's safer. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Take care.